Alright, we are going to finish up part 2 of problem 7-4a. We're just going to journalize the necessary entries because we're getting ready to prepare our financial statements. We need to have the right cash balance, so we need to adjust the cash. So let's figure out what we have to adjust. So we'll return to our actual statement, right? So the things we have to adjust are these items that were not on our books, but were on the bank statement, right? Because the bank statement, we don't adjust the bank, we adjust our own books. So we go, okay, well, what did we have to add? Okay, well, we had to add this note receivable that the bank collected for us, right? So that's a $2,080 increase in cash. That's part receivable and part interest revenue. All right, so here we are. The date, I believe, was 8/31. Of course, the debit, when we increase cash, that's a debit to cash, right? And we had an account receivable, and we have interest revenue. Always make sure you're telling us, is it interest revenue or interest expense, interest payable? Make sure you're not just writing interest. And so the cash we know was 2080, and we know that the receivable was 2,000 on its face, and therefore 80 was interest. Great. So that's the increase in cash has been accounted for. All right. So the other thing we have to do is account for those items that reduced cash. All right. So there were 3 things that reduced cash in our account. That was the error. That was the service charge and the check that got returned. All right. So we're adjusting cash downward, so that's going to be our credit. So these other accounts are going to be our debit. So first of all, we had that account payable from Brown that we made the mistake on, right? So account payable Brown, right? 180. So we owe Brown still 180. The account receivable that Murdoch paid on us, but they didn't. A check bounced. So we have to increase that receivable by 900. And then the bank service charges, which we've already decided we're going to call miscellaneous expenses, and expenses are always debits unless you're closing them, right? So 20, and that's our cash of 1,100. All right, and those are your entries to fix the cash and make the cash balance on the reconciliation match. Now, the final question is, if the balance were prepared, if a balance sheet was prepared, what do you use for cash? Well, once you've done those entries, your balance on the books should be 8260, right? Once we've done these entries like we just did, we got a balance of 8260, so that's what the cash balance should be on the balance sheet. Okay, well, good luck with understanding cash and bank reconciliations.